Now there's one more layer that's not officially part of the MVVM pattern, but is often used with MVVM to further separate concerns and avoid duplicate code. That's the client services layer. Client services encapsulate any shared logic that spans more than one view model. This could be utility code, data access code, security services, and so on. So this layer logically sits underneath the view models and can allow the view models to remain decoupled from things that may change over time, such as your data access strategy, as well as any functionality that's needed in more than one view model. A common form of client service is one that insulates the view model from the specific data access strategy based on the repository pattern. For example, your app may start out as a simple two-tier application that talks directly to the database to get and update the data for your model. But then you decide to support a more distributed scenario, and you need to change things so the client makes web service calls to get its data. If you have the code that reads and writes the data encapsulated in a client service, the view model and view should not have to change at all when this change is made. All the changes would be encapsulated in the implementation details of the client repository. Additionally, as part of reading and writing the data to whatever backend you have, a repository can also act as a client-side in-memory cache for data that does not change frequently on the backend, such as lookup lists. It can also cache transient changes made by the client that have not been persisted to the backend yet, even if you navigate off the current view or view model that first managed those changes. So the MVVM pattern forms a layered architecture for the client side. The model objects are produced by the client services layer and can be used, exposed, or wrapped by the view model layer. The view gains access to the data exposed by the view model through data bindings.